grace. It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I'm Heather Grzych, and this is the Wisdom of the Body podcast. This podcast explores the idea of body intelligence as the real key to learning the knowledge of life, or what we call Ayurveda in the ancient language of Sanskrit. We do that by connecting with today's creative leaders and experts who will help you listen to your body, trust your gut, and live in deeper harmony with nature. Come join me as we unlock the golden door to clear, direct perception and become very deep listeners. You can find the Wisdom of the Body podcast on Apple, Spotify, and Stitcher. You can also follow us by joining my email at heathergrish.com or on Instagram at heathergrish. I know you're going to love this podcast, so take a second right now to subscribe. Today's meditation, we're going to focus on some things that we need to release, some things that are changing in the world. And whenever big things are changing in the world, that definitely makes big things change in us. And so we're all experiencing different changes of different kinds right now, and in different forms. And in the process of reassembling of our ego, of our environment, in that process of reassembling, we have to allow the body, the energy, the way that we're holding ourselves to change in that process rather than fight it, and really sink into what exactly is happening. And it doesn't necessarily mean that we can't take action afterwards, but we have to accept what is happening first. We have to fully accept it. And if we do not fully accept it, the actions that we take will not be fruitful for us. So today I'm going to guide you into your body. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and just feel what's here in your body today. We're going to do a little bit of letting go. So you'll hear next week, I'm going to launch a podcast episode with Coop Blackson, who I've done another episode with. And he has a profound book called The Magic of Surrender. And in that episode, in both of those episodes, we talked about how hard it is for us to surrender and what it actually feels like to surrender. So we know when our muscles are tight, just feel your body right now. And if you notice any discomforts, any gripping, anything like that, that would signal some things are not surrendering inside you. In fact, in yoga, the whole goal of it is to surrender to the absolute. It's the whole goal of yoga. And so as you feel your body, just notice if there's anything going on. And then ask yourself, what are you holding on to? What are you holding on to right now that is not necessary? It's not necessary for this moment. It's not necessary for this time. It's not necessary for what you have to do in the world. What is being held onto that you can let go of right now. You don't need it. And it doesn't mean that if you've been gripping and trying to have something happen, it doesn't mean that you let go of that, but you're letting go of it right now. Letting go of it right now where you are. And when you let go of it right now where you are, even these things that you've been wanting or fighting or grasping for or hoping for, whatever, setting up defenses against, whatever they are, can you just let them go right now and say, like, who am I without that? In this moment, who am I without that? And as you feel who you are without that, you come into your deeper essence, away from the tension of the muscles, away from the grip of the gut or the other parts of the body that are holding you in these patterns. You come into the soft center of your essence, and you come into that without those things. You might notice a grieving or a release or a twitching or some odd sensation that your body is making in response to you taking that energetic shift in your mind. And just let that happen. So it could be tears that come, or it could be something that arises. It could be energy that flows in a different place. It may not feel good, actually, that process of transition into the present. That transition may not feel good, but let it happen anyway. Just let it happen and sit with it for a moment. Sit with it in your body. Sit with it. I mean, I had a really intense cry 2 days this week, and I was in a dark place. Really dark place. And I was so struck in the process of it. I could feel myself coming back into the soft core of my center. I could feel a returning to coherence, even as I'm going through this thing. I don't want to be crying right now, but I am. And the grace that started to come in through that process, that grace, it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. It was worth it. It was worth enduring that moment of discomfort, that moment of letting go, that moment of I'm jumping. Where is it going? Where am I going? So worth it. So worth it. I want that for you too. Just let go. Let go. Come back into the core of your being. Come back into the core of your being, to where you are right now, for exactly what's necessary of you right now. Get out of the head. Get out of the gripping. Find the surrender. And I'll actually invite you. You may need to sit with this a little bit more. So I'm going to invite you back into the room. But if you need to sit with this a little bit more, go ahead and do that. Just ignore my inviting you back into the room and just transition maybe to the floor or a pillow, something that will make this process more comfortable for you to go through. Just for a moment, let that happen. See where it takes you. After you've gone through it, please reach out, send me a message, send me a comment in the group. I want to hear how you're doing. So I want you to go through this. I'm also here to support you, okay? So please transition back into the room. You can rub your hands together, and then rub your hands together and place your palms over your eyes. Take a look into your palms, and then take the hands away. Letting go is a gift. And it's really weird. It doesn't mean we don't get what we want. It seems that way. But there's a surprise on the other end of it. There really is. I want to thank you for listening to this show. It brings me great pleasure to provide this content to you. I also want to let you know that I'll be making some very amazing announcements soon. And if you're not already on my email list, then I encourage you to go over to my website and subscribe to my email list, so that I can keep you informed about these announcements that are going to be coming up very soon. So my website is heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, GRZYCH.com. And I look forward to getting these important announcements to you very soon and connecting. Thank you for tuning in and dropping in with us today. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. I really want to hear your feedback. To learn more about my work, visit heathergrzych.com. That's Heather, GRZYCH.com. And meet me here next time on The Wisdom of the Body.